Welcome back, everyone. Quartersaur's going in the second half here. Sorry, RollPlay XXX. Somehow the streams crossed there during the break. But we're all good now. We're good. I won't get banned anymore.
It's the super secret project we were talking about this morning that we can talk about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Starting up a new roleplay show over on Pornhub. They're looking to branch out into role-playing content like everybody else on the internet.
Yep.
So, you've heard about role-playing.
You never played
try
strip D&D?
Role-playing. Yeah. All right. So,
what's up?
we fade in on the ruined pile of rubble that used to be the building in which you were fighting. The walls have collapsed, the ceiling has been blown sky high, and there are chunks of it lying around. There are a couple of dead bodies nearby. The whole thing is smoldering, and there are some onlookers who have gathered and are kind of staring at this like burning fire. And what's weird is that there are people who like they're staying at their distance because they can feel heat radiating off of this burning building. This is clearly a juice fire, and people are standing in awe of it, even though it is dangerous. So there's like a crowd gathering. Mahari, Ramos, and Berg, you are all well within your tolerances for being conscious. You start to recover. We see some of the rubble fall away, and you kind of dig yourself up out of the broken pieces of this building.
What?
And what do you do?
Well, what did the energy blast feel like, right? Because it's our own energy, right, of our lifeblood.
Yeah.
So what did that? Mm-hmm. What would you liken it to, if you can?
Like the heat of being out in the sun, but concentrated into a single moment.
Okay.
The crashing of a wave against the shore, a tree falling in the forest. It felt like vibrant and full of energy, and then it hurt really bad.
Okay.
And then you were knocked down.
Okay. Well, I think first thing first, I run over to Broken Promise and Promises and give her a glance over to make like, does she appear dead? What am I seeing?
Yes, she's dead. Her pulse has stopped. Her wounds too grievous to let her continue.
Okay. I look up at Ramos and just, can you do anything? She died before we got here.
There's no need here. Just grab her body and take it with us.
Yeah, when you say that, you look up and Amira is standing kind of apart from the crowd, but gestures like to you. And in Giant, she says, "It's a good idea. Get our new friend out of that fire and let's go. I don't feel comfortable with all of these eyes on us." And you look around and there's like about a dozen people just standing in the street looking at you like, man alive, there's men alive in there. So,
do they really say that, Adam? Do they? I mean, is that really? Okay.
Someone thinks it. They think it in their mind.
Alive in there.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I throw Broken Promises over my shoulder. I guess as I'm doing that, I stand up and look around the rest of the room. There's still other bodies here, right? They didn't get like evaporated?
Not really. Like everyone else who was in this fight got turned into paste, pretty much. Broken Promises, lightning bolted one of them. Another one got lightninged and frozen. And then Berg popped that dude like a bad zit. So there's no other corpses you can find.
Are there remaining hearts? Because I would know that they could be brought back from that.
If you want to dig around for miscellaneous organs, you can take the time to make an investigation check.
Probably too much time. I stand up, throw Broken Promises over my shoulder, and just say like,
"Okay,
where to next?"
I think we should go back to her place.
I suppose that's best. I seem like confused, and I think I just start walking.
Okay.
Is there any like robes or anything that I can like throw over my side so I'm not just carrying a body through the streets?
Carrying a body through the streets isn't like really that big a deal. But if you wanted to hide that you have a body, you could try to do that. I think you can find a piece of like rug or something to throw over her, or a banner from the building.
Yeah.
Would you say that we didn't save broken promises?
I feel like you did not save broken promises. No,
Shit. Damn it.
broken promises.
Did we
died,
rescue
this
her
is the very
though?
definition.
Mine was
No.
rescue.
No, I think any goal contingent on saving the day now has a gray line through it. You got to go back to the quest giver. You got to get that quest again. She's got to get in danger. It's the whole thing.
We should have put defend.
Look, we got to get better at writing the goals.
Fight for.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, you'll still get XP for working on it. You tried.
Okay.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Where's that exclamation point back? We did that already.
I'll walk
God
over
damn
and
it.
I'm sure there's a banner or something, so I just walk over to one and like tug down on it. It rips from the top and
Yank it down.
throw it over my.
We see a what kind of passes for a holy symbol in this place, and broken promises would be familiar to you if you saw it. It's a circle, a black halo with lines like spikes radiating off of it, and then a single larger spike at the bottom going all the way down, and it's on a white background with black lines on either side. And so you yank it down and cover her body with it and head out.
Yep. Yeah, we're going back to where we originally set out from, I think.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So as you arrive back at her apartment, we can see the big green sun hanging in the sky, starting to get dark as the moon approaches its zenith, and you duck back inside and shut the door. And what do you? I guess Amira is, as soon as you get back, Amira is immediately like, "What happened back there? Everybody ran off because." She points at you, Ramos. He was screaming about something. Everybody was looking at that bowl. And then I got there and the thing blew up. And now she's dead. What is going on?
As I'm responding to her, I'm like unraveling Broken Promise's body because I know that it's about to finish a cycle. So I'm not just gonna have her wake up like in the, I guess, shrouded in this this banner, so to speak.
Right.
So I'm starting to do that, and I just say, a deal went wrong from what it appeared. I'm not sure. We'll find out more, I'm sure, when she wakes up.
Okay. So you go and like just set her on the floor, or you put her on her bed, or?
Yeah. If there's a bed nearby, I'd set her over there.
Okay. So you set her down on the bed, and then what? Everybody like just watches the body to see what happens.
I go up to the body and wash it and clean it as if you're preparing a body for a funeral, just wiping all the dirt and cleaning the body off.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like you do all the things that would normally lead up to the preparation for throwing the body in the fire. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Ramos tends to the body. Okay. Cool. Ramos, make a religion check for me. Wow, 25. Nice. 25. So I will say this, and then I'll let you describe
that is nice.
Kind of.
That's really nice. What? A great roll.
I'll tell you kind of, I'll set it up, and then you can describe what they learn about you. But this is Ramos performing like a caring priestly act. Like this is a mercy for the dead. This is a service for someone who is injured, someone who is dead, right? For preparing their life for the passing on to the afterlife. This is by its definition an act of kindness. What does everybody see? Because Ramos, you do this with great proficiency. But I want to know if this is a window into something deeper about Ramos, or if you do it with like clinical sort of austerity, and nobody would mistake it for kindness for you, because the act is one way, but
I think for me, it's I feel like I owe her, and like this is something that I can do because she's been so helpful to us. That if this is something I know how and been trained to do to prepare a body for the second life, and this is sort of the second life here is reincarnation in a different way. So I'm cleaning it and being actually kind and like paying her back.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Berg and Maharib, you both like pick this up. Berg, have
Yeah.
you ever seen Ramos prepare a corpse before? Like, have you ever had?
I-
This is the thing. You've had a lot of dead friends, but I don't think you've had a lot of funerals.
No, I don't believe he's ever done.
Like
at
most of
least
the
this.
time, the people that you care about get cut in half and thrown in a hole, or like burned to death down to their bones. Like, I don't think the two of you attend a lot of these kind of ritual ceremonies.
I've seen Ramos, tend to a corpse, but it's usually because he's robbing them and looting them of their shit.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah,
is
and he
interesting
does
for-
have-
from Berg.
Yeah, Ramos does have that spell, but yeah, this feels different. This is a moment where they're already dead. This isn't like a combat situation.
Yeah, I think Berg just kind of raises an eyebrow, like towards
Okay.
towards Ramos.
Yeah. So Maharib, in Giant, Amira says to you like quietly, because even she knows, right? There's this sort of like library hush that falls over the room, and she says to you quietly, like whispers, "What's he doing?"
He's doing what we owe our other friend. She'll wake
She
up.
nods. She nods somberly. All right, so Ramos, you finish the preparation, the ritual preparation of the body. Normally, depending on the church, normally like it would lay out in the sun for 7 days before you burn it, or 5 days or whatever. There'd be an amount of time and then you would incinerate it. For the tower, you're done. You just chuck the body. It's finished. The ritual is enough. You just throw it in a pile or wherever you dispose of bodies. Give it over to the corpse wagon. But you're done. You're done the thing that you can do. And I guess for me, like a question I'm interested for Ramos, the ritual, and maybe none of the other characters would notice this. Certainly Maharib is separated enough from the religious practices of humans in the Court of Swords in the world. And Berg, your people have their own stuff, and you've witnessed a bunch of different stuff. But so my question, I guess, for Ramos is like, doctrinally, are you acting like you are a monk of the sun? Are you acting like a cleric of the tower? Or is there some kind of like hybrid ritual that's like Ramos incorporating multiple religious backgrounds? Because you have these like conflicting rituals.
I think it's kind of a hybrid of the sun's reverence for the dead, and then like almost like pagan worship of the life. It's like a celebration. It's kind of a mix of theology of the two theologies of like how you bury someone. And I'm preparing her for viewing as you would, like certain people they would be allowed to view the body if they're of importance before they put it out in the sun to burn it. But like she's prepared like someone of reverence that you want to like you want to glance upon the body before they then will burn the body later. That kind of preparation.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. So you do this, and as you finish, you prepare the body to be viewed, and almost like in response, outside the sort of enormous black pupil of the moon crosses the eye of the sun and stares down upon the court of the void. And all over this place, people who have had their brush with the void and who have given things unto it return to life, unburdened or otherwise. And we see Broken Promises' eyes open. So, Broken Promises, you remember the fight, you remember being struck, and then you remember only opening your eyes in this place.
I think the three of us are just standing right above you.
It's like Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Where is he?
He's dead. Berg saw to that.
Good. Good.
Who was that?
Did you take the body?
There was nothing left.
Oh. What happened?
I'm not sure the particulars, but he seemed to be fond of Berg's blood and
Oh, yes.
overdid it.
Your blood is full of essence, power, permanency. I can see how anyone would. Wait a minute. Are you saying that he overloaded on blood? On Berg's blood?
It seemed that such. He exploded in front of us. I don't know how else to explain that.
Serves him right, that little bootlick.
He won't remember much.
I always hate. I've seen this happen many times, but having it happen to me is very strange. I
When
feel good.
she died, she forgot everything. Do you remember? Or rather, what happened to you when you died?
Now, Adam, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do I know that I don't know some things, or like do I remember that I've forgotten, or?
So I don't think so, because this would be like, Zeke, tell me everything you've ever forgotten.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So there's maybe like a
No,
sense of
I'm
disorientation or whatever, but
I'm saying, like, I remember being at the party. I remember the way the walls looked and stuff like that, but I don't remember talking.
no,
to you. And
like I said, all you remember is getting zapped by magic and then waking up with everybody in your house. You feel a little bit different, but you've died before.
right. But offering the stuff that I offered to the void is completely
It
gone,
depends-
and I don't know that I lost it.
So it depends on how much you think about that thing, right? Like, for example, for me, if I had given my love of beer to the void, as soon as I woke up, I'd be like, why don't I want to drink a beer? What's wrong? What's going on right now? You know, but if I had like forgotten my 7th grade math test that I really like bombed and it made me upset, I probably wouldn't notice I didn't remember that until somebody was like, hey, Adam, tell me about your most painful childhood memory. And I was like, math test? It's missing. I don't know. So
Okay.
it really depends on how much, it depends on how much that thought is present in your mind all the time.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I just didn't know how much of a different person I should behave or whatever, blah blah blah. But
Yeah, it
Cool.
depends on the memory.
you bet. So I'm sorry. So where were we?
I just asked, like I said, when she died, and I point to Amira, she lost everything. What did you lose?
I don't know. Curious thing about the void. Some people wake up and never know what they've lost. It's a common thing to I don't know, when you're giving someone accolades or you're leaving company with someone, it's a common thing to speak of things that we do not remember. Like, may we never remember the things we choose to forget, stuff like that. So, whatever I have given, it's gone. I don't have it anymore, but I still feel like the same person that left. Just wanted you to know that. I know that I have made promises, and I will see those through. You're
Good.
sure he exploded, yes?
Yes.
Won't be coming back for a while, if at all.
If it's anything like what happened with her, he won't remember anything about his former life.
Maybe. The juice changes a person just like it did you and just like it did for Amira.
That's true.
Well, I don't know how you found me, but it turns out that the meeting that I was supposed to make with the Divine Comedy went awry, and instead, who you
Well,
saw there,
We,
person
we,
who
s- we
floated.
saw it all.
Right.
I was watching.
Ramus
You
has
followed
tricks.
Why didn't you
Not
come in
physically.
earlier?
Not physically.
This will require an explanation, Ramus.
Oh. Would I know what scrying is?
Yeah, you're a magic
Okay.
person.
You were scrying me, were you?
Well, to be fair, we had to just make sure that we could trust you.
I walk. Am I wearing clothes or anything? Just out of curiosity.
We just picked
I
the bottom
don't-
up,
I-
so.
I don't think that Ramus would have like. He doesn't have ritual garb for you, so no. You're
Okay.
anointed in a way you weren't before, but yeah, I think you're still.
You see
Ramus.
me get up, walk directly over to Ramus, put my hand on his cheek, and then kiss his other cheek. I knew I could
And
count on you.
And Ramos has the biggest blushed face right now ever.
I know you are a man of faith or religion or whatever you call it, but it's not the first time you've been kissed, is it, Ramus?
Do orcs count? I look at Berg.
We're wasting time, by the way. I just
Sorry, I had to turn off my air conditioner.
Yeah, I walk a little bit closer. Where does this put us? Your friend or whatever he was is gone. What do we do now?
Well, Leash Snap Tight was his name, and he's not the kind of person that would spread out or spread rumors about knowledge that he has gained. It is quite possible that the Basilica knows, but if it were me in Leash's shoes, I would keep that to myself until I had the prize in my grasp. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I can
Leash-
claim all the glory.
Yeah, Leash Snap Tight is a squealer and a tattletale. He's a toady and a lickspittle, but he's a ladder climber, and he wants real bad to be best beloved of the Basilica. And I think that's a fair assessment of his character, that he probably would have wanted to like fuck you over real bad first, and then maybe take you back to the boss and be like, hey, look at this loser. Look what I have for you, my lord. Ugh. And like hand you over and get all the accolades. So yes, I think that is an accurate assessment of this Stain's character.
Yeah. Now, how the news got to Leash, I'm not sure. But we need to act quickly nonetheless. We still need to set up that meeting with the Divine Comedy. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we can do it now besides knocking on the front door.
Would they kill us on sight if we just knocked?
Not necessarily me. Maybe you. But if you're with me, they know me. They have their own spies and their own organization. They know of me and they know what I do. So if I'm knocking on their door, it's because I have a deal to make. Almost certainly.
Would they?
They might imprison me right away. And this is the most important thing in our lives right now. And I reach into the folds of my garment and pull out just a leather-bound book with like a string around it, kind of like Dad's diary from Last Crusade. And it's and I pull it out. This is our ticket out of here. This has names and connections. It is magically sealed to, and also magically trapped. Whoever tries to open it, it will burn. It will be dust. I will give this to them. And they will use it against my former employers. I want one of you to have it. Or someone to have it outside of the facility or outside of the Divine Comedy. To guarantee my safety out.
I put out my hand. Please hand it over.
I want Berg to keep it. I trust you, Berg. Something about you says there's no lie in you. Will you take it?
I suppose.
Well said.
And he, like, kind of like reluctantly, like, sting. Puts it away.
I think my hand's still out. And, well, you have your reasons. Whatever. I cross my arms again. So, our next course of action, what is it? Are you simply going to walk up, demand and
Well,
speak with him?
One doesn't simply walk out of Mordor.
right. Well, here's what we're faced with again. We're faced with a choice. We need a vain hunter. There's one in prison. You'd like to get your friend's body back, also in the hands of the Divine Comedy. But we have procured travel out of the city already. And I'm still willing to do this, but if you have a better plan than just walking up to the comedy and asking for a favor, asking to make a bargain before they kill us outright. If you have a better plan, I'm all ears. I've used up all of my influence.
I have no plan. Ramos, Berg.
Well, if our plan is to make a deal, I recommend we do it with the king. He was far more reasonable than the others. And he
The little
kept his
girl.
promise. I mean, whichever one was
Queen.
the one that
You mean the
went to
queen.
the tavern with
mean the
us
queen.
and yeah, the queen.
Yeah, it's confusing, but the queen is the old lady, the king is the kid, the girl.
Yeah, whoever was the one that came to the tavern and gave Yodozo his mug
Yep.
back.
Yeah, that
That's
was the
the
queen.
The queen, yeah.
Yeah, foppish
Queen seemed-
male, right?
Yeah.
Old man.
Queen
yeah.
seemed far more reasonable than the others.
Is
He
Yes,
might be
but the-
willing to make this sort of a deal.
But the king would have your friend's body, wouldn't she?
Yes, I just worry about what her reaction would be to you suggesting taking it away from her.
Well, I think the king is the best source of action, and like I said, Maharib, I will do my best. I cannot promise that it will be fruitful, but if we can get the vein hunter, would everybody be happy? Well, happy enough to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Miss Tippet? Broken Promises.
Yeah, everybody in town knows her.
Yeah, she gives you a look like, yes, of course.
She might be able to arrange a meeting with the king with just you on neutral ground.
That might be a course of action worth exploring.
And queen.
Let's go.
Berg and I aren't welcome there right now, but
Why does that not surprise me?
Troublemakers. Uh-huh.
but she seemed
Well,
very
we can't
helpful.
stay here. If anybody knows that I've gone rogue or anything like that, this is the first place they'll look. So
Yeah,
Unless
right.
you
Like
just say
you've
soon.
started you've started to kind of like let out information. You trust was it Steady Hands? Pretty much like explicitly, and there's no reason for him to rat you out because if he did, it would compromise the thing that he's getting.
Yes.
You did put word out that you wanted to get in touch with the Fool in Verse's servants. Yeah, you're not made yet, You're not made yet, but there is some risk there.
Do you have another house?
You're lucky that it was Leash that found out, because he is too self-serving to tell anybody else that he caught you.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm fucking banking on, man. That's the only thing I'm counting on. Like, man, I hope he didn't like blab all over, and he went with his more selfish nature. Yeah. So, yes, I do have a place.
We should send.
You won't be happy to see me though, because we left on superlative terms. We said basically goodbye forever, but
Well, you could send Berg and Ramos. I'll accompany you to this Miss Tippet's house. I've not met her. Amira can come with us.
Berg and Ramos, I don't know if they would be welcomed there, because they are not a known entity. Now, is there a way that I can give them like a letter of passage or something like that with like a signal, like a signet on it or something like that, or a secret like code that we share and say like, don't kill these guys, they're with me?
Maybe like there is such a thing, but it's not like an official, like bound by law that just because you said so they won't kill them. Like, who are you thinking to protect them from?
From Still Hands himself. Just like, so he doesn't take advantage of them and get them like they don't get knifed. Maybe he gives them a bed.
Getting him to not take advantage of people is very, very difficult, and you already owe him something. So I think it might be like, until you can pay him, he's not going to really care too much about your friends, but you can also like maybe leverage that and be like, I can't help you unless these guys are safe. But again, he's not exactly friendly in that way. He knows you, but.
Right. So I have actually the diary, you know, and this is kind of how I got the idea. Because I actually did watch Last Crusade a little bit like a couple nights ago, but I have pulled like pages out of that. One part of it is to give to the comedy, but this part is my like connections and stuff. This is my payment to Still Hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a page and deliberately like rip it in half. So there's like pieces of names and pieces of information in there. And I'm going to flip it over and scrawl on the back. These two are with me. They won't stay long. That the drink we shared was lovely. So he knows like a specific like event that just occurred, knows it's me. Like, who else would it be? Unless someone was spying.
Yeah, I mean, you have like a signet or something that you can apply to it to make it like clear that it's yours. So what's the leverage here? Because you're giving him information that you promised him anyway, to protect them, or
since I'm in my own house.
Yeah.
Is there something like, because all this is a fire sale now? Like,
yeah. I mean, if
I could grab something.
If you want to just chuck some of that money that you have left into this, then that can be, it can be a piece of valuable information that would normally be outside the deal. You can liquidate that. So how much money do you want to put towards that?
Well, I mean, it's like bags of coins. Like, is that?
It's not.
Like,
I mean, this isn't literally money, right? Like we talked about how your thousands of gold or whatever is actually like representative of your like sway. So you just tell me how much. Just remove a certain amount. Tell me how it is, and then we'll figure out from there.
When I was in his establishment, did I notice like he had a particular style? Like, did it look like pirate booty? Did it look like Caesar's Palace? Did it look like what kind of rings does he wear?
Well,
or
he's currently in the territory that belongs to the Knight of Dragons, right? So all of those like Ronin dudes, this kind of rough and tumble like place. So
okay, I have the perfect thing.
He's doing.
I go into my bedroom and I grab a little a little onyx figurine, and it's a figurine of like a representation of a dragon, and it has like little ruby eyes and like little dusting of sparkly gems, like crushed gems around the tips of the wings and stuff like that. It's just like a decoration piece, but it has a bit of value. Like, I don't know, let's say like 300 void points, void
300
GP.
gold worth
Yeah.
of. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then I say, give this to him and tell him it's payment on top of what I already owe him. So this is only for your lodging or whatever for one cycle. Fair price, more than fair. In fact, I'm way overpaying him. You can tell him I said that. No, and actually don't tell him I said that.
Okay.
All right, that sounds good. Ramos, Berg, you will go, and it's a filthy establishment, and by filthy I don't mean dirty, which it sort of is, but I also mean it's full of gambling and loudness and frivolity.
Right.
Do your best not to burn the place down.
Well,
And
we'll
Reed?
try.
Amira, where will you go? Oh shit, she doesn't understand me.
She'll come
Hurry,
with
boy.
us.
You
She'll
look
come
at
with
her
him?
and she says in giant what? What's he looking at?
Yeah, I just answer back in common and say, like, she'll come with us.
Ah, very well then. All right, well, I never thought I'd see this place again, so I've already said my goodbyes. Shall we? And as we start to leave, I give them directions, like, you go past this tower, take a left here, the dragons are here. You're going to want to, you have papers, right?
No.
You don't have papers.
None of us have papers. They were taken from me.
Well, the dragons are going to check your papers at the door, but there are ways around it, Adam, are there?
Well, we do know a tunnel system underneath the city. We could probably bypass checkpoints.
You
That's
do?
true. That's very true, Ramos.
Yes.
Well, by all means, use that. I've heard of such things. I've never seen them.
Good memories down
They've
there.
cleared out recently.
Just don't get lost. We won't be able to find you.
All right. Well, we'll return to you, or I will, and let you know what we found. Good luck, and don't die.
Try not to. Can't promise.
Adam, would this moment have counted as a short rest? Can we use some hit dice?
I was just gonna ask what
Yeah.
hit point.
Yeah,
stuff
this
for
can
my
be
maximum
a
stuff?
short rest. Sure.
Has my maximum gone up back to regular or?
No, I think you need a long rest for that to happen. Let me
All
take a look at the last time. Yeah, you need to finish a long rest before you get your max.
We might
count
want to do a
back
long
up.
west. We might want to do a long west. Okay, guys.
A long west.
That means we're going to
If
be here
possible.
for 8
I mean, if
hours,
possible.
Yeah, 8 hours.
You want me
long
going in
time
with
to-
69 HP only? As silly as it sounds.
You can die a bunch of times. I think you'll be fine.
Right. Are you saying that in person or in character? Because I can't tell.
I know you. You can die a lot of times.
Yeah,
All right.
I think you'll be okay. Ramos, you also have the healer. I'm the one going in with the 1 HP Zork, so it's going to feel a little bit worse if he goes down.
Okay. All right. So where do you go and what do? You split up and go in different directions after this brief period of rest. You say goodbye to your house. Where should we start? It's so Berg and Ramos, you're going to go see about getting some safety, and then Maharib, you're going with Broken Promises, or
Yeah,
how is that
Amira,
split
and we're
going?
going to Miss Tippet's house.
Yes, that's right. Okay. All right. Well, let's start with Berg and Ramos then. So, what are you gonna do? You want to find an entrance? The only entrance that you know is the one at Miss Tippet's, or the one in the market where Where's My Aorta's tent used to be. Yeah. Do you want to try to find another entrance?
I guess we try to look around in the back alley around this place to see if like there's a similar style of entrance. 'Cause it seems like it's kind of like a sewer system, and see if there's any
Yeah.
entryways in the alleys behind these buildings that we're currently in.
Okay. Make an investigation check. Also, Zeke, if you want to spend hit dice, you can if you want,
I did.
because it's a short rest for you too. Oh, it still says you have 1 hit point.
No, I
18, nice,
bumped
okay.
it up, but
It just hasn't updated yet. It's on me.
Okay.
Not Zeke.
No, it's like in roll 20, it's still set at.
Oh, it's roll
I still
20
see it as
lagged?
1.
Is that what's happening?
No, what should your hit points be, Zeke? Oh yeah, you spent a ton.
six.
Yeah, 9,
there it is.
12.
66.
Okay, so yeah, just update the token and it'll move it up. Okay, so Ramos, you get an 18 investigating the area around you, and you find an entrance. It seems that these tunnels are located in like places that people don't look very often. They're either actively hidden or set up to gain access to places where people don't go very often, right? Abandoned places or whatever, like front businesses or something. And so you find one near to Broken Promise's apartment, and it is from a there's a like a broken, I think probably like a quarantined area where it's like you can't come back here, it's dangerous. Maybe there's been an accident or something, and then it never got fixed, and they already used it as an entrance for the tunnel. And so you find a metal grate that you can pull aside that leads down into the city below. So head down there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So the two of you clamber down into this formerly very, very alive tunnel. And now, as with before, there is this kind of sweet smell of decomposing flesh in the room and in the hallways. And there are like moldering, like as if it shed its skin. The thing is starting to decompose. But the tunnels themselves are dug out and permanent. They're real in the stone, so they won't collapse or anything. So, Ramos, your intention here is to go from where you are to the place that Broken Promises described to you.
Yes.
Okay.
In that
All right.
direction.
So it'll be a survival roll. Berg can help you to give you advantage.
I'll help you.
I don't know how you're doing on exhaustion, but I think it'll just
This
be
would be-
whatever.
That's another
Regular
reason we
roll
should have
then.
taken a long rest, because short doesn't do anything for
You will need a
exhaustion.
long rest eventually, yeah.
So 16.
So you got 16? Yeah, you don't actually have to roll, Berg. You're just helping Ramos.
But I did, and I
Okay.
did well.
But you did
Aha.
anyway, and it feels good. Okay, so
Does feel
16 is fine. It takes some time to navigate these tunnels because they branch off and they circle back on themselves. And as you're traveling through them, can I get you both to make history checks for me?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Good. An 11 and a 2. You're both doing great. Ramos.
No, that's a 20. See, it says 2-0.
It's 2-0, yeah. Roll. So Ramos with an 1111. You know all the history of everything forever. So yeah, I mean, you got better than a 10. There is some kind of like history of this place. You don't get the impression that Aorta dug these tunnels out themselves. That this place existed prior to opportunities being built, and that maybe Aorta discovered them or has been like fixing them or whatever, but you recognize like stonework. Much of the sort of like slightly acidic, mucusy flesh stuff seems to have melted away a lot of the recognizable stonework. But there's something like odd about this place, like odd, and you can feel its history as you travel through it.
Does it remind me of anything counterpart to the real world? Like a sewer
Not on
system
an
or
11, it doesn't.
something? Does it?
Not with an 11. Nope. You're just like, look at this. This stuff's old.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you've been in like tunnels dug out by rock gnomes before, and that's different, right? This is not a mine or a sewer or a subterranean warren. This is something else. But you can't figure out much more than that. And eventually, you reach a junction which you, Ramos Grill, believe to be the exit into the neighborhood belonging. I believe they're called the Lodge Glorious. Belonging to the servants of the Dragon Prince, or the Prince of Dragons, Mara.
I think this is it, Berg. I think you should go first.
He looks at you like, of course.
Because the dragon people like strength, and you're very strong.
Right. Okay. And Berg walks forward.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you climb up. Yeah.
And I also trust you.
And you're so great and handsome and smart.
So Berg, as you climb up out of the hidden stairway and into a courtyard, which looks like the reason that this was hidden is that someone built a wall across the opening into the courtyard, and then none of the buildings around it have a direct entrance into it, and so people have just forgotten this courtyard is here. It's just like a little empty lot. There's some dust kind of blowing around in it. And so you climb out and you hear like a wagon go by nearby. You hear some talking. There are people nearby, but you're in an isolated little like lot. Ramos follows, and the two of you are now up above ground.
Where now?
Well, they described. Gotta find the building she described to us.
Gambling and loudness.
Gambling, loud,
Or just
What a
looks
coin
around
style.
Yeah, for like any sort of like, hubbaloo.
Yeah, you walk over to the wall and kind of get up on your tiptoes and peer over it. Yeah, across from this empty lot, there is a tea house, right? It's set in the middle of a block, kind of out in the open. There are tables outside, people sitting at the table playing some kind of tile game and laughing and drinking. Mostly warrior types, men and women who are wearing kind of the off-duty like underneath garments for armor. Some of them still have breastplates. They all have weapons. They all have swords. Some of them have multiple swords. You see a few like halberds leaned up against the wall. This looks like a place where off-duty soldiers come and drink. So they're drinking tea and they're drinking wine, and they're all chatting and playing games and laughing, and it is as raucous as you imagine. And as you like look in this place, yeah, we see what we saw before, the namesake, the squirming animal nailed to the door frame. This is definitely, without a question, this is the place.
There, I believe that looks like the place.
All right,
The
well,
crowd.
supposed to be her friend. I hope this works.
You talk. Bad at talking. I'm muscle.
Okay. I guess we
All right, so you're gonna head over that way.
head over that way.
Okay. All right. So as you walk over, you enter an area where the soldiers are like sitting around and talking and drinking, and you have to walk through them to get into the bar proper.
Berg whispers to Ramos like,
Look tough. more than normal.
Okay.
Yeah, are you
Like,
trying?
brought
Are
it-
you trying to avoid like notice? Like you're just trying to like we belong here at this biker bar. Look at my cool T-shirt. You know, I like skulls and punching and stuff. Yeah. Like, are you trying to blend in?
Yeah, I think we're
We
walking
don't
like
have
as we
disguises. Yeah. Like,
like
Ah,
we're
yeah,
walking
okay.
like we don't we're underage trying to drink. We're just
yeah.
trying to blend
we don't have
in.
the
Just
time.
cool, just cool kids, grown up
We don't have
kids.
the time
Yeah.
to
All right,
mess around with disguises. So Berg's just like, well, just look tough.
make charisma saving throws.
Ah, fuck.
I mean, this is what happens, man. Charisma's
Can
your...
it just be an intimidation check instead?
No, but you can follow up with that, right? So
Mm.
Ramos gets an 11, and Berg, what'd you get? 9. Okay, all right. So as you walk up, I'm gonna roll to see. I'm gonna roll a perception check to oppose this save. Let's see how we do. Okay, nope. You look like tough, cool badasses. No, you're out of place because you're not. These guys are all dressed kind of the same. Even if they're a little bit different, they all have kind of similar swords, similar outfits. They all serve the same master. But you're tough guys from the other side of town. So you're in the right place for tough guys, but you're not their kind of tough guy. So they notice you, but nobody is like, let's go pick a fight with these guys. They're just like, they must be from that tough guy bar somewhere else. You hear Berg, you hear someone like chuckle appreciatively at your outfit because they're like, I like it. Like you're mixing blasphemous style, right? This like Heaven's Hammer thing with like contemporary badass with your armor that came from this place. So yeah,
got, like, a
they're like
monocle.
appreciating. Yeah, they're appreciating and noticing you. They're just like, oh yes, they're not our people, but they're tough too. You know, keeping your scarred face and like, you know, you get the like wizened madman thing, and they're just kind of like, okay, yeah, we get it. Like these guys, they're tough and cool. Maybe we'll pick a fight with them later when we're super drunk. But you walk in. And the inside of the place is similar. I described this before as being like a main open room with a bunch of tables, and we see servants coming and going from the tables, pouring tea and other things. Everybody's playing this like tile game, and at the back there is a bar, this kind of like pentagon shaped bar in the back center where bartenders are doing things, and then up above there's a mezzanine, and you can hear more like talking and shouting. The whole place is like quite raucous. There's no music playing. There's just like the slamming of dice on the table or pieces, and then shouting. So you come in, and you are in the place.
I like it here. It's homey.
Not too bad. We had more time. I'd want drink. But their drink's probably weird. Everything weird.
Everything here tastes weird. Everything they eat is weird.
Don't say that too loud. People looking.
I like scan the room looking for the guy she described to me to look out for.
Okay, make a perception check. Okay, you don't see him, but you do notice someone, maybe a serving guy. You see him see you, and he's like talking to like a floor manager or something, someone with a tray of tiles, and they're talking. They're looking right at you, and then the floor manager guy leaves to go into a back room, and the servant tries to look like that interaction never happened.
I think they're onto us, Berg. I think we'll find him soon. Let's have a seat.
Okay. Try
We
with
sit-
the drinks. Maybe this one.
And he like points at like a menu, you know, like trying to figure out.
Yeah,
something that won't taste like
this place,
shit.
it's one of those bars where it's tough because there isn't a posted menu. Like if you come here, you know what they have already, or you are like invited by someone who already does, and it's like, I mean, they're trying to make you feel like outsiders. So you get here and you're like, what do you have? And they're just like, ha ha ha, moron, you should know this already. And all of the tables they're big tables. They're like cafeteria style tables. So you can sit, but you're sitting near other people. So you sit down, and before you really get a chance to kind of like realize they're trying to make you feel like outsiders, a servant comes over He's wearing just like a simple outfit, and he's got a tray with him, a closed like a case. And he comes over and he smiles and he says, "Are the gentlemen here to drink or to play or both?"
A
Drink.
little bit of business first.
That's true. I'll have
And he kind of
that one.
And Bird like
he
points
squints.
at someone else's drink and just says that one.
Yeah. Want that. And the servant nods and says, "Of course, honored guest." He turns to you, Ramos. "I'm afraid I don't understand."
We're here to meet with him.
There's like a grumbling sound, like Make a persuasion check.
An 8.
So the servant shakes their head almost invisibly and says, "I can provide you with a set to play, or if you'd like to order tea or wine, both are available to you."
Oh, well, I was just told to give this note to him. But if you won't allow me to do that.
And I think that you're kind of in the middle of this. And Bergen and Ramos, can you both actually? What's your passive perception for both of y'all?
20?
13 for me.
Your passive perception is 20.
Yeah.
Jesus,
wise,
Lord
dude.
God, Ramos, you're so
I know.
wise.
Super wise, man.
Praise
Get
him.
really
All right, well,
high perception.
Mine's 13.
passive wisdom. Yeah. All right. Well, good thing this stealthy sneaker managed to get better than 10. So, I mean, this is like the one skill this person has. They're very sneaky. No, they're not here to sneak up on you and stab you or anything. It's just this person is here where they weren't before. It is a handsome man. Dressed well in the style of the court, so he looks like a samurai lord. Basically, he's got like a kimono and like a sash around his waist. And he doesn't have the samurai warrior like haircut, but otherwise he's dressed like he belongs here. And he just like appears at the shoulder of the servant, and he puts his hand on the servant's shoulder and says, "Please, let me serve our guests." And the servant is like, yes, my lord, of course. And he hands him the tray. And he looks at you, and he looks to either side because there are people like you're shoulder to shoulder at the table, like people yelling and getting their fucking armpits sweat on you. And he just looks at them, and they're like, "Sorry, bye," and they get up and like move to make space. And he says, "Someone's bringing us wine already. Can I sit?"
Oh, we would be honored if you would.
He smiles and he sits down, and he sets the board down, and he looks at it and he looks at you and he says, "You play?"
I look at the board. What am I seeing? Does it look like any game I've seen?
Yeah, so the board is like folded up right now, but open. It seems to be some kind of combination of there's like a 5-shaped symbol with black and white tokens on it, and it seems like they're moving the tokens around and flipping them over, and it's like Chinese checkers and Go. And then there's like a tile thing that you recognize elements of it, but it looks like they just got a hold of like halfway got a hold of a bunch of games from the world and like slammed something together and made a new game. It's like they're playing Candyland with a Monopoly board, and then they've added playing cards to it. And there's like a rock, paper, scissors element. Like it's a bunch of games. There's no one whole game. It's just a bunch of them. Yeah.
I've never had much time for games.
And he wrinkles his forehead and he says, "Oh, a shame. I've grown quite fond of it. But you're here for business, not for play, I understand." And he sits down and he says, "You know who I am. I'm the purveyor of this place. You know a friend of mine. But I know about you, too, friend. I don't know much about your companion. He casts a glance at Berg. But I can put the pieces together. You're Ramos Krill.
You are very astute, sir.
I just know the right people. Your new friend, Broken Promises. An old acquaintance of mine. Brilliant woman. Very talented. But her reach is somewhat limited. My interests are bigger than opportunity. I hear things from the other necropoli. I've heard the name Ramos Krill once or twice before.
Is it true that there's a benefactor supporting everything I'm doing behind the scenes?
He smiles and says, wouldn't that be ironic? To be blessed by the void and not know it. Traipse about your life day to day, not knowing you have some power watching over you.
It's both fascinating and a little frightening at the same time. But to business. It is as you said, and she told me to give you this and this gift. If you could harbor us just long enough for her to complete her deal, for us to do the job for you.
Make a persuade check, Ramos, with advantage from Promises giving you that help.
Okay.
Nice, 22. All right. So you hold out the statue and the note, and steady hand. He puts a hand out as if to reject it, and there's that moment of like, uh-oh, he's gonna say no, and he smiles and he says, "Keep it. If we're going to make a deal, Ramos Krill, I want it to be between you and I."
Interesting. I will hear you out.
Let's imagine that you do have a benefactor, someone watching over you. Let's imagine you're someone's favorite. It's a nice position to be in. That influence you wield, whether you know it or not, could be useful to others. I would be happy to shelter you here. These men, he gestures around and you see all these like tough dudes and ladies playing their game and like ready to chop people up with their swords at any moment. They serve the Prince of Dragons, but it's I who give them drink and games. I'm looking to expand my influence. So I would appreciate it if I do allow you and your tall friend here to stay in the protection of my companions. He gestures the room again. Then perhaps you could
Mention
put
your
a good
name
word in.
to
And he smiles and nods.
benefactor. But of course, I could not disregard someone who was so beneficial to our journey, should the time come that accolades are to be rewarded.
Whether you know it or not, Ramos Krill, you're very important to a very significant member of the Mara. A great and terrible creature. Hard to know, and harder still to gain access to.
Are you allowed to speak its name?
And he looks around and he laughs and says, I am superstitious.
Very well. Well, I promise you that I will put in a good word for you when the time comes. That you were instrumental to our plan.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so he nods, and he says, "For a businessman, a good review is the best kind of currency. For now, you and he turns to you, Berg, and he says, I'm sorry I've been so rude. What do they call you, warrior?"
Thanks for a second saying his false name, and he's like, he knows Ramos' name, and he's just like, fine.
Berg.
Simple. Like the sound of a belch. I like it. Well, Berg, Ramos Krill, you are my guests. Enjoy the premises as you will. Try not to hurt any of my patrons. They're a feisty lot. And he reaches into his like kimono, and he hands you a key with a piece of ivory or stone on it with a symbol, and he says, in the upper levels, you'll find a room with a symbol matching that. It is yours.
You are most kind.
And he smiles again, but this smile is like, no. And he says, you will find that we have different definitions of that word, Ramos Krill. But please, he stands, enjoy yourselves. I have business to attend to. Always business.
Thank you.
And then he returns to his quarters to attend to the business. Meanwhile, actually, I guess Ramos and Berg, we hang with you for a second. What do? Do you just you're like, well, fuck it, let's get drunk on this guy's dime, or?
I look at Berg and I'm like, sleep.
You're both just kind of like, fuck.
The wine's already been brought like to where we were.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yep.
like nods when he says sleep, but grabs the wine bottle.
Yeah, booze and sleep. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you grab the jug and head upstairs, and
Yes.
we crossfade to Broken Promises, Maharib, and Amira. So you, I don't know. Like, I'll leave it up to Broken Promises. Do you like skulk around, or do you go direct? Like, Broken Promises. You know that they're still being searched for.
I say we take the most direct route because I just want to get there fast. I mean, not running, of course, but yes.
Where are you going?
Miss Tippet's.
Okay, so just like straight to Miss Tippet's.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. So you head there, and when you arrive, there is a sign that has been put up on the door. There is no sound of anyone inside talking or singing or any of the kind of noise you'd expect from a tavern. The streets around it are pretty empty, and there's this wooden sign that's been painted on and hung on the door.
I walk up to it to read it.
Okay. On it, there is a symbol that is reminiscent of the cap that a jester might wear. And the words, "Come back next time for the punchline."
Is that an infernal or what can I?
Yes, it'd be written in Infernal.
Okay. So I assume I can read that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Any ideas?
Yeah, Amira can read it too, and she just says in Infernal, just out of habit, she says to you, Maharib, and you understand her, Broken Promises. She's like, I don't get it.
What is the?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
She speaks Infernal?
Yes.
She does, yeah. She does now. She speaks Infernal and Giant.
How did I? How?
I don't think you've ever heard her say anything in Infernal, and I don't think you've spoken Infernal around her.
Maybe not. Maybe I
Yeah,
just
so you
spoke
all
common.
read it.
I-
You
I
all read it at
assumed
the
that
same
you didn't-
time,
yeah.
and then she says in Infernal, "I don't get it," and then you're like, "Wait a second."
I speak to her in Infernal. You could speak this language the entire time.
We were not hiding it from you.
Well, it's just a matter of coincidence that I did not know that.
She
I was
shrugs.
sure we spoke
She
Infernal
says,
in front of her.
Regardless, what does this mean?
I have no idea. I thought you would know.
Let me ask you a second question. What is the penalty for trespassing in this world?
No, that depends on whose offense you've given.
Miss Tippet's.
Miss Tippet's? You're not worried about the comedy.
Are you saying they claim ownership to this building?
Well, the symbol looks like a jester's cap to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, three-pronged symbol with little circles on the end of each prong.
Close
I'm
your
guessing they
eyes.
own this place now, and Miss Tippet has given offense somehow. So, I'm guessing the punchline will be something like Miss Tippet's hanging from a noose, and then they give her enough air, she is alive again, and then they hang her one more time. And they keep doing this until it stops being funny to them, and that could be a very long time.
So they would have moved her from this?
Yes, there's no chance that anyone's here, but we can knock and see.
Fair enough. And then I'm just gonna... Is the door wooden?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna punch through the door and see if I can just, like, open it from the other side. If that's possible.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, make an athletics check.
Okay.
And I think as you cock your arm back,
What do you do?
Amir's like, wait. Yeah, Amir's like, what do you do?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then I'll make my one-liner. Let me just look at something real quick. You could add to any strength. Okay. Sorry. I will roll athletics. 24.
Oh yeah, no problem. You just fucking punch a hole in the door.
Yeah, I just punch a hole and look. Oops.
What are you doing?
I think I just like pull back after I open the other lock on the door.
Subtle.
We found it was open. I just start walking inside. Would they leave any?
Just open all along.
Would they leave any remnants of
Normally-
themselves?
That's normally my line.
So, investigation check. Somebody can make one with advantage. Whoever's got the best investigation, go ahead.
I have a +1. I think my end's higher than yours, so if you want to assist.
Yes.
Okay. Would we be able to ask if Amira has a better investigation than us, Adam?
She definitely doesn't.
Okay. All right, so Zeke's assisting me. Does he need to make a roll, or do I just get the advantage?
You roll with advantage, yeah.
Gotcha. 17.
Nice, 17. Okay. All right. I'll describe the scene, and then you can ask me some CSI type questions if you want. You come in. It is clear that there was a significant scuffle here. There are burn marks and blood scattered about the floor. The tables are all knocked over. There's broken glass everywhere. It looks like maybe a bar fight that went crazy bad, or like this place was attacked. Like the doors were kicked in, everybody came and started murdering people. There are no bodies to be seen, and the main room is a ruin. Even the pillars, the like stone pillars that hold up the second floor, are like chipped and hacked at.
Okay. So, yeah, I see all this. I kind of share anything that Broken Promises wouldn't see it at first glance. And in doing so, I ask, how well did you know Miss Tippet?
Well, not over well. I mean, everybody in town knew who Miss Tippet was, and she was respected and mostly left alone. She would do things for people here and there, but never anything that was too gravely offensive to any one ruling party.
Yeah, if you'd like, you can make a
like an ant.
you can make a history
Not
check.
an ant. A history check. Okay.
Yeah. Also, yeah, you could use the word an aunt because we know kind of what that means, but it wouldn't be the same word your character would actually use and wouldn't have the biological component to it. But like an aunt is like an older woman, an auntie, an older woman who like guides and helps you, and sometimes scolds you when you're bad, right? Like I think that's that cultural term still holds. Okay, so I'll tell you this because you know secrets about people, right? You're a secret. You're a secret vacuum. So let me see what secret shit I can tell you about Miss Tippet. You know, obviously that she's divorced from your friend, from Mr. Nice Guy.
Yep.
You would know that she used to be like pretty legendary in the circles of the Void Hunters. Like she was a big deal Void Hunter back when what you consider to be the frontier now used to be the unreachable wastes. She was one of the ones out there in the nothing, like fucking it up and getting rich. She used to be a badass vein hunter. She retired and left the world to come out to opportunity, but nobody really knows why. And she's one of those people who affects a nice grandmotherly or an auntie kind of effect, but everyone like wondered like what would it take for her to go back, right? To go ham and like get down the guns, and she's like an old lady version of John Wick. You know, so there was a lot of like wondering
when they
about
got married.
this stuff. No, and I think maybe neither of them remember it.
Okay.
So both of them at some point, now we know as people watch the show, both of them at some point died and gave up the memory of like getting married. And that probably was the first thing where it's like, wait a second, you don't remember our wedding? How dare you? And they're like, don't you remember our wedding? Like, yes, of course I do. Liar, you forgot it too. And they like got in a big fight about it. And that probably contributed to it, but yes.
I love that. All right. Well, she was, many different tales are told. She was kind of a folk hero for a while. And then she was a void hunter. She tamed what was thought to be untamable. And then she just gave it up. Took all of her wealth and created this place.
They think they
You have
grabbed
folk
her.
heroes where you're from, right? People that are the stories are told about, and they just get more and more exaggerated as time goes on.
Nonchalantly, as he's like siphoning through stuff, he just turns around and says, "Yes, I was one of them." Anyways,
Well, it would be hard to exaggerate you, my friend.
at the end of that, yes. Do you think they?
You did kill a dragon, after all.
This is true. Do you think they took her because of her association with Berg and Ramos?
I wouldn't doubt it. It wouldn't surprise me. They're very sought after. You saw. So there was an explosion, yes?
Here?
No. When you found me, my
Yes.
body.
Yes.
That's what the juice is. That's what Berg, Ramos, you, Yota are full of it because they come from it.
right.
So everywhere they go, everywhere you go, I'm sure, and to a smaller extent, I'm sure, and I'm speaking Infernal, so Amira can join in anytime.
Yeah.
And to a smaller extent, Amira now has that inside of them, and it's worth more than anything I can think of. Its power, its permanence, it's what this world hangs on. So yes, I would assume that it's because of them. But you read the note, right? It said, stick around for the punchline. That means they're coming back here. Which means we don't have to go looking for
this
them.
were an action movie, the building would explode right now. Like, stick around for the punchline. You heard them. They're gonna. Oh no!
Right. No, the note said stick around for the punchline. So My guess is they're coming back here. Something's going to happen here. Some sort of event. I'm guessing Miss Tippet will be the star of the show. But it means we don't have to go searching for them. They'll be back here, which is good for us. And even if trespassing is a crime, who do you think they'll report it to? The Divine Comedy. So I say all we have to do here is wait.
Fair
What do you
enough.
think?
I agree with that, but I'm interested to see what Miss Tippet has in this building. If she was who you say she was, I'm sure there's rooms that were not searched and areas that were not explored. We have time to
You don't
kill.
strike me as a thief.
Well, she doesn't
Not
own
a
this
bad
place
thing.
anymore, so
She doesn't?
the sign
sure about that?
outside, Divine Comedy.
I like how you justify it. By all
Some
means.
kind of Dungeons and Dragons character.
Yeah.
Why did
By
you
all
kill
means.
this man? Motherfucker, he's evil. Look at his character sheet. It's fine.
Yeah.
He did it for the experience.
Do you see what spell he has? Only evil creatures have that spell.
That's right. He came at me with a +1 sword. You saw it.
Yeah. He used poison, which means he's not good alignment.
That's right. That's right.
I remember that back in the day, like, found some poison.
Yeah, you couldn't be a
It was
good
like,
guy.
I'm going to dip my sword in. It's like, you can't do that. You're good. I went, what? It was like, good people don't use poison. I went, fuck that.
Like, I'm evil now. All right. So, I mean, you want to explore a little, Maharib?
Yeah.
I will too. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's
Right.
it's just tactical as well to like
Yeah.
see the ingresses and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, everything in the main room is fucked.
Right.
And as you go to the rooms in which people are staying, the rooms are either also fucked and like blood splattered everywhere, windows broken, that kind of shit, or the doors are locked. There are like maybe 2 or 3 where you like rattle the doors and they're locked. Do you make an attempt to like get into those locked door rooms to look around?
Maharib, it seems these doors here could use your skeleton key.
Is there any reason for these doors to have a trap accompanied with them?
I do not know. You would think they'd trap the front door first. But maybe.
I look at Amira. You don't pick locks by any chance, do you?
I've never tried. Anybody got lock picks?
Unfortunately not.
She shrugs and she says, "Mystery for the ages."
Hold on. I can check under the door, but it requires me doing something that's a little bit degrading.
I'll shut my eyes.
Well, it's not that. It's just if it's magically sealed, then I can't get through anyways. But I could turn myself into a small creature and crawl under the door. That is, of course, unless you think it's not trapped, in which case punch it open again.
It's best you two would stand in another room. He starts to like grab at his wrist. It's probably still got splinters in it or something.
So, like, as I'm leaving the area where you're going to punch the door, you kind of feel Broken Promises, like, brush her hand over your muscly arm.
Ooh! Oh my god! I gotta make a perception check to see if Amira sees you doing that.
Oh, no! What have I done?
That's true.
What have you done? Let's take a look at what her perception bonus might be. Okay, let's see here. She's got make a sleight of hand check,
Okay.
and that'll set the difficulty. She's got a perception bonus of +1, so
Yep.
17. All right, here we go. Does she notice?
Oh,
She does not. She gets an 8.
Okay.
She doesn't notice you touching Maharib.
Yeah, that's it. I
right,
brush,
Maharib,
brush
so they-
over. I don't say anything. Don't look at him, but I want him to feel it.
So you come around the corner with Amira, and she just says to you as you're walking, she's like, "So, does this place always look like this, or?"
No, it was a boarding house. People would come, pay, eat, go. That's all it was.
It's a mess now. And when she
Yes,
says
it
that,
looks
it's punctuated probably by the sound of Maharib punching a hole in the wall.
sure. Yeah.
He is impressive, is he not?
Athletics still?
She just squints at you like,
I've given your friend a
about him.
compliment. Why do you look at me
he
so?
doesn't need any compliments from you.
I didn't give it to him. I said it to you. Is there something I
I
should
don't
know?
need any compliments for him from you either.
No need to get upset.
I'm not upset.
You don't sound upset,
Say
for
it.
sure.
You're upsetting me. That's why. I'm
Oh.
fine. Everything's fine.
I'm going to remember how
Stop
easily
looking
upset
at me.
you are. You're
She
easily upset,
turns
aren't you?
around. And she's like, I hate you. Stop it. Stop talking to me.
You shouldn't scrunch up your face like that. It makes you look ugly.
She switches to Giant and she says, I don't think she even knows why she's saying this. In Giant, she says, if we were in my tribe, you'd be dead by now. So she just says something in Giant that you don't understand. We get
Yeah,
subtitles.
And then I say to Maharib, I think she likes me.
Yeah, see that around the corner, and Maharib's like rolling up his sleeves, getting ready to fuck this door up. So, Maharib, summon all the powers of the man place and roll that athletics check.
Oh boy. 13.
That is not a very good roll. So it's just a door.
I
You managed to destroy the door, but not the trap within.
Would powerful build affect that at all? It's not necessarily pushing.
No, it's
but
just
it
for
is punching.
dragging and lifting. Nah.
Okay.
But you still smash the door, right? You punch the frame, the door snaps open, and something leaps up at you. Make a dexterity save.
Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna. Remarkable athlete will apply to this. Do I get multiple?
It does, yeah.
So I just get to
Any
add
strength, dex, or
half your
con check that
proficiency.
doesn't already use your proficiency bonus. Yeah, so you're fine. You get your. I think you're winning this on your save. So anyway, make that dex save.
A 3.
Okay,
Well,
and then you add
5,
half
I
your
guess.
proficiency bonus to it. Okay.
Are we rounding down or up of a 5? So it'd be a 3 or 2.
Yeah, is a save a check? Because I feel like checks are skill. I hate this shit. Let me look. Get this sorted out now. Saving throws. A saving throw represents blah 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 blah. To make a save, do this. Each class gives you proficiency.
It says saves and checks are different.
It doesn't look like it's a check, no. So it'd be
So-
like skill checks, and then occasionally if you just roll the stat on its own.
Yeah, so 3.
So you get 3. So this body is thrown onto you. So there's a sound of like some kind of machinery, and then a body is thrown onto you. You feel it heavy and wet, like thump, land on you, and knock you backwards. You slip and fall and thunk to the floor. There is a body on top of you. You feel like warmth and like blood. Broken promises, and Amira, you hear this like thumping sound. What do you do?
I run around the corner.
Okay, yeah, you bust around the corner. All right.
Yeah.
Maharib,
Hello.
I need you to I need to look up the effects of a spell. Okay. So when they run around the corner, they see a body on top of Maharib. The body, all of its limbs are broken. Like every joint bends the wrong way. Its head is twisted around backwards.
Jesus.
Its clothes are put on backwards, and it has barbed metal wire wrapped around its eyes, its mouth, around its neck, all over its limbs, in between its fingers. and it is just seeping blood onto Maharib. In the room, there's a cruciform wooden platform that appears to be on a spring-loaded thing. So when Maharib broke the door open, it just threw this corpse at him. Maharib,
Damn.
something about this situation just is so funny to you. You cannot help but begin to laugh.
Okay.
You feel it deep in your gut that this situation is like somehow just so funny. Like a dead body got thrown on you, and then your friends are seeing you, and you just start to laugh. And I don't know, Maharib, I don't know if we've ever seen you like just full on like belly laugh before.
Yeah, definitely a first.
It's probably pretty unsettling. And so Amira is just staring at you like, and she turns to you and she's like, what do we do?
I say we joined him. Oh.
She's just like, and she
He's fine.
draws her
He's
sword.
fine. He'll stop after a while. This is a joke. They played a joke. And that's
So
it. I've seen this. I've probably seen this spell before, yeah?
you can make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Maharib, you can make a wisdom save to see how long this lasts too. Yes, then you're aware. This is not only how it's delivered, but this. Okay, so Maharib just keeps on.
Wasn't a crit fail,
just
though.
belly
Wasn't one.
laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just belly laughing. And yeah, Broken Promises, you recognize the effects of the spell. Yeah, I mean, it should.
Yeah, and
it's
I
going to be
just put-
incapacitated for a moment, but
Yeah, I just put my hand on I touch Amira's shoulder and I say, "Don't worry. He's not in any pain. It's used to incapacitate people.
so
It's a harmless spell unless someone's trying to kill you with a sword while you're laughing."
So as you're speaking, the voiceover continues. So we get Broken Promises voice, but the image crossfades to an external shot, and we can hear from the upper windows of Miss Tippet's. We hear this like ha 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 ha, this like belly laugh, and the camera pans down and across to an alley where we see two shady looking individuals look up, and as they do, we can see they have that tiefling clown face thing, and they reach for knives and start to approach the building. Maharib, you can make another save.
Still wisdom. Right.
Yes, yeah, it'll be wisdom save until it.
Another one.
Oh,
I'm
man.
starting to find this very funny. So
Well-
Amira looks at you, Broken Promises, and she's
Since
like,
this is lasting too long, yeah, like
yeah, when is he gonna stop? I hate this.
whenever the spell lets him stop, I guess. But he
Should we get the
is a lot
Body
louder
off
than I
of him,
expected.
or
Well, yes, let's do that, of course.
okay?
Well, I'll let
She
you
kinda
do
looks at
that.
you like I don't.
I will
Okay,
make sure
so she
that this doesn't
she
draw
sheaths-
down the.
she sheaths the sword and she comes over to you, Maharib, and she crouches down and she's like, please just stop laughing, please stop it. And she puts her arms under the body, and we see her hands touch the bloody surface of the thing. And now she has to make a saving throw.
God damn it! Don't touch it with your hands. Ugh.
You told her to touch it. She's not that smart, and she
Yeah.
trusts you. Well,
Yeah.
not really. She just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's
all
like,
right.
ow,
Good thing her
this
con-
fire is burning me. Is it? Let
Okay,
me
so
touch
it's
it.
got a +1. She didn't know, right? So it's got a +1 on her wisdom save. She gets a 13, which is not enough. And she touches it, and then she like pulls her hands away. She looks at you, and she's like, "It feels kind of funny."
Oh,
And she
no.
starts laughing.
You didn't
and
touch it with your
she
hands,
falls to
did
her
you?
knees, holding
With
her
your
stomach,
fingers?
and she's just like, "Ah, it hurts," and she's
Are
just like
you
bursts out laughing.
Are you
Maharib, you can make another saving throw.
Sure.
Well, I'm going to go like by the front door, and I'm going to go like back.
Okay, yeah,
against
so
it
you
it
come-
opens. Like,
Well,
see
so hold
if
on.
I-
You come to the stairs. You come to the top of the stairs, Maharib, you are. I'll just tell you what number you need. You need a 15 to
Okay.
break the spell.
Jeez.
So you go back over to the stairs that lead down into the main area. What's your passive perception, Broken Promises?
13.
Okay, let me see how stealthily you are being pursued. Let's see here.
Well, I'm actually physically looking for people because he's fucking loud as fuck.
Okay, you can make then you can make a
Okay.
you can make a perception roll if you want.
Okay. How about passive perception? Is that better?
You're distracted by all the giggling. So let me. I'm just trying to find the worst of them. Okay, it looks like a +2. Yeah, exactly. All right. So you take a quick look downstairs, and from your point of view, the cone of vision that you have, there's no one downstairs.
Okay.
But you know that you can't see everything.
Yeah. When we were looking around, like doing the investigation stuff, and I said like I would do that anyways tactically. Do I know any other places that would be easy to get in from the ground level?
This place has several entrances. Yeah, there's like the front
Okay.
door. There's like a back way through a storeroom and like the kitchen. Miss Tippet
But I
probably
am-
has another entrance. There's also another area of the main floor that you didn't get to like look at before you went upstairs.
But I am upstairs, right?
You
we
are
are
upstairs, yeah.
upstairs. Okay.
Correct.
So at the base of the stairs, I'm going to cast this Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Okay.
So it's a square at the bottom of the stairs. So anybody that comes within range, this earthy hand will come up and grab them and hold them, hopefully.
Let's see. Rises here and reaches for a creature you can see within 5 feet. As an action, you can cause it to crush them. Concentration up to a minute. I don't think if it breaks out, the restrained target can make a strength check. On a success, it is no longer restrained. You can cause it to reach. Okay, so as an action, you can cause it to reach for someone you can see. All right, cool. Yes. So you do it, and the
I'm going to try and hide around the corner, like actually do a stealth thing so I can't be seen, hopefully, but I can see the bottom of the stairs.
Yep.
And I don't know
Okay.
anybody's coming or anything. I'm just kind of waiting to see if
Paranoid.
it brings hell down upon us.
Okay. All right. Maharib, you can make another wisdom save.
Yeah, let me see. I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing I can really add to this. I just roll in a -1 every time.
Still giggling away. All right. What does she have for wisdom? +1. Yeah, both of you are not very wise.
Yeah.
Yep. I took no dispel magic, no nothing like that. So
So the two of them are just
fucking
like
tell you guys
laughing.
Yep.
And yeah. Okay. All right.
okay. And then, well, actually, can I? Now this is kind of strange, but can I override it with another thing?
What do you mean?
Like suggestion. Stop laughing.
No, you can't use it as like a dispel
Okay.
magic. Because the thing is, they already want to stop laughing.
We just can't.
Like they both
yeah.
really want to stop laughing. So trying to
Oh,
convince
okay.
them with magic to stop, they're like, "We're trying."
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you suggest to someone that they should, do a backflip, they will try their damnedest to do it, but they don't auto succeed at their acrobatics check. It'd be cool if it worked that way. You just suggest to yourself to be less of a loser, and then you're just not. You're a better person. Look in the mirror.
So-
Come on, man. Don't be such a loser. You're like, wait a second. I'm great.
They have the
all right,
incapacitated. Do they have the incapacitated or negative on them?
Yes,
Stuff?
they are
Yeah.
incapacitated and unable
Okay,
to
so I can't add more incapacitation on top of it because I'm looking like, can I charm them? Can I make whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, since I rolled on the arcane check and I know what spell it is, do I know of a way that like pain will get them out of it, or?
Whatever the game's, you basically know the game stats of that spell. This seems to have been delivered by some kind of poison, but it's functionally the same thing. They have advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage. So yes, you can hurt them So you could give him a good slap.
Okay, so I would know that the target has advantage on the saving throw if it's triggered by damage. Oh, okay, cool.
That's right.
Excellent. So then I will I'll go and like kick them both in the ribs. Like, stop that shit. Knock it off.
It's a good thing you're so weak.
Oh yeah.
What is your? I mean, they both take 1 damage. There's no point in rolling. So who do you kick first?
I kick Maharib first.
Okay. All right, Maharib, make that save with advantage. You take 1 damage.
Sure. Hey, didn't need it.
And you make the save. The boot to the ribs. The boot to the ribs does it.
Do I?
You're like, that like pain shocks through your body. It's very brief, and it you can now focus again.
Am I still in contact with this body when I like come to? Or
No,
whatever?
no, it got rolled off of you. It's laying on the floor.
Okay.
Don't touch it again.
Let me
Yes,
make another
right.
save.
I like grab Amira's body and pull her away from it.
Okay, she's like cry laughing. There's like tears streaming down her face, and she looks like she's in horrible pain.
You need to. I didn't want to be the one to do it. You want to look very gently slap her or pinch her or something. It doesn't work every time, but sometimes it worked for you.
Yeah. I like hold down one shoulder and just like slap her on the face, like snap out
Smack
of it.
her in the face. Yeah, it's
Head
very much a
flies
snap out
off.
of the thing. All right. Yeah, you deal her more damage. It doesn't help. She gets a 7 and a 9. So she's like, you slap her, and she looks at you in the middle of like crying. She's like, "Ow, fuck you!"
Is there?
Just keeps laughing.
Is there like any?
I'm going to watch the stairs. Then I go back to watching the stairs. Get her to shut up.
Working on it. Is there any like something I can use to get her to like stop audibly laughing? Like put in her mouth. So she stops laughing?
like gag
Choke
her.
her?
Yeah, you could like cover her mouth with your hand. You could like, I don't know, tear off a strip of cloth and ball it up and jam it in her mouth.
That's what I do.
This is me watching the stairs.
Okay.
And hopefully remaining hidden.
It works. You jam a wad of cloth in her mouth, and she's like, and starts coughing, and like yanks it out, and looks at you, and she's just like, "Fuck you! Hit me in the face! Are you trying to suffocate me? Hey, it worked." And then there's a moment of silence, right after it's like, "Hey, it worked," and like that absence of everybody's guffawing, you hear a wet crackling noise.
Yeah.
As if someone were, I don't know, like cracking all their knuckles at once.
Sure.
But if they had like, I don't know, like 40 or 50 knuckles, yeah, this kind of wet crackling sound. And as you turn and look at the source of the sound, the body on the floor is twitching, and it's all of its broken bits are like snapping back into place. Its head like turning around, its jaw snapping back into place, teeth like lifting up from their busted place in its mouth, and this body
Whoever it was
slowly,
is coming back.
reverse bonitis.
Yeah. Whoever it was is coming back now. You let them loose of the trap and the spell, so I'd suggest you step away and be prepared to kill them again if need be. I'm watching the stairs to make sure there's no one coming due to that. I almost said hideous laughter you were doing, bud. I will refrain from that raucous laughter.
So yeah, Amira is just staring at this body. It is starting to like lift itself off the ground like a puppet, like someone grabbed its strings in a handful and is just picking it up in slow motion off of the ground. So it's like,
Yeah, I'll
starting to-
draw my sword two-handed. I just want to try to cut its head off.
yeah, you want to just like attack it?
Yeah.
It might be someone.
yeah.
But before you do that, the comedy wanted this person dead, so that means they might be of use to us.
Are you saying not to kill this creature? I thought it will come back anyways. I'm like starting to
It'll-
move back a little bit.
It will keep coming back. I'm gonna look at this person and study that, see if there's any does it look like a worker, a soldier for the comedy, a soldier for the basilica? Like any markings on it.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Grit.
Nice. You don't know this person particularly, so you have no idea what their deal is. It's a human man. He appears to have died by having all of his bones broken, and his head twisted around backwards. It's hard to make out much of his features, but he has clown makeup on underneath the barbed wire as it like rips into his face, and his face is slowly reforming, and like a tree that grows up next to a fence, his flesh is knitting around the wire. So it goes like up his neck, into one cheek, out like next to his nose. Yeah.
Fucking
It's like
metal.
ivy growing through a crumbling wall.
Yeah. But does this makeup look like it was put on by the comedy, or is it a part of his DNA like the tieflings?
No, he's a human. So it looks like
Okay,
it was
okay.
definitely, it's like grease paint on him.
Okay. Well, I say he's coming back. He's going to be disoriented, and I say we ask questions first before we kill it. I mean, you can have your sword ready to chop its head off at any time, but at least get some information out of him first.
Fair enough.
And then you see Broken Promises just stop and get a very confused look on her face. And that's it. It's just like,
Yeah, this is a moment of confusion. Okay, all right. So this person, as he comes to, or as he's knitted back together, is lifted up, and the last thing to be fixed is the head like spins back around. And even though this creature is animate, even though it is moving, everything about it is like herky-jerky, like filmed at the wrong frame rate. This kind of like stop-motion-y look to him. His eyes are the eyes of the dead. Like there is just something about this. This is like looking at a zombie, even though the creature speaks. Now, I think that Maharib and maybe Amira, through the like shared record, might have some like recognition of like an undead creature, but the undead don't exist down here. So for you, Broken Promises, all you know is that something is very, very wrong. That this person is not dead, but not alive. Something is like happening here that is very unsettling.
hello,
And so
you're
it
coming
like
back
twists
now.
its neck back around, and when it opens its mouth, its lips move around the wire, and it shouldn't be able to speak, right? Like its mouth is full of like teeth that have wire grown through it. Like it just opens its mouth, and a voice is coming out, and the voice, when it speaks, I need all three of you, just on the first sound, I need you all to make wisdom saving throws. We cut before you, or as you make your saves, we cut downstairs, and instead of seeing these jester assassin guys running upstairs to kill you, they're both downstairs, crouched down with their hands over their ears.
Ooh, another 20.
Okay,
go.
I got a 20. Nice.
Nice.
You want to make a mirror save?
Yeah, I'll make her. She's got +1.
I wish I had inspiration for this.
Boom!
Oh my God,
also
she
got a
crits
20.
it. Come on. 8.
All right. So as it opens its mouth, we just hear a voice say almost like casually or like quizzically, be like,
Making my way
Hello.
downtown, walking.
he says, yeah. So he opens his mouth and kind of cocks his head sideways, and the voice that comes out seems to be like it rasps at the soul, and he just says, hello there. So you're the ones causing all the trouble. We're going to have to deal with that, aren't we? And there's that cracking sound as the puppet like smiles, and its face kind of splits at the edge where the wire is, and blood just like drips down off of its face onto the floor. We will deal with the results of your failed save next time. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Double booby trap.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds great.
It's going great over by us. I mean, we got a room.
Yeah, you guys are drinking and hanging out with
Everything's
samurai
great.
and like
It's
it's
going
great.
really nice.
Yeah, there's handsome
nice.
ladies and men around you. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh man, and let me tell you how glad I am that my rolls started getting better at the end of the fucking night.
Well, we'll deal with it next time. Let's do some shout outs, then we'll do XP, and then we'll do new goals. Zeke, you want to start us off?
You bet. What's up, everybody? It's Eagle the Third here. Always a pleasure, even though I got a little pissy and pouty because rolls just weren't going my way, man. They just weren't going my way. It happens. Like, every once in a while, you'll get those nights where you roll a 5, a 4, a 3, a 4, and a 4, and those are your rolls. That's what you get. And fuck you. But good thing about this place is, hey, that doesn't work the same. So I came on back, forgot some shit. We'll figure that out, what's been given to the void. Maybe someday. But thank you to Max, Dan, JP, and Adam, as always, for making this a fucking great time. And one of the highlights of my week. If you want to catch me, I will be on Drop Frames tomorrow. After that, I will be on another role-playing show called Nocturne. It's on twitch.tv/table story, just like it sounds. That's a completely different system. It's a different feel. This one is definitely Dungeons and Dragons, and that one's more like, I don't know, Stranger Things, supernatural kind of a feel to it. It's a lot of fun. If you like role playing, head on over and check us out. It's an hour after Drop Frame gets over. But if you want to see me play video games, that's awesome too. I will be playing the new Justin Roiland VR game, Trover Saves the Universe, I think is what it's called. I'll be playing that on Thursday at noon Pacific. And if it's fun and it lasts long enough, I'll play it on Friday too, because on Saturday I'm leaving for E3. And I'll be there covering the E3 or coverage with Twitch. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching.
Sounds good. Max, do some shout outs, please.
Hello, I'm Berg. Also, I'm Max in real life here, and I'm a Twitch broadcaster. I play all sorts of stuff. Tonight, I'm not going to be playing anything and streaming just because I got to get some packing going because I'm prepping for a move pretty shortly here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, it's wonderful to do the show with my fellow castmates and having you guys, hopefully enjoy it. Q&A, boom, look there. There's the Q&A in the chat. I see it there by Adam. I really should go into those too. I'm going to try to make a better effort to go into the Q&A stuff and answer any questions. I don't know if there's Berg stuff there. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Dan, some shout outs, please.
I am DansGaming, variety streamer on Twitch. There's another fun episode today. Ramos didn't really have too hard of a time, but the others are having a real tough time. We're just napping, getting our long rest in, and I can't wait to see what happens to the other people while we're next week. Thanks for having me on the show again, guys.
Glad to have you here. Adam, last but not least, do some shout outs for us.
That's me. Very, very special shout outs to, what do we say? Red Bull, a freezer full of Red Bull and a Hot Pocket ice cube, and to bisexual icon Kratos, and to you for watching the show. Thanks for coming, everybody. I'm Adam Coble. You can find me on Twitter at Skinnyghost or twitch.tv/Adam Coble. You can find me here, or will be able to find me here real soon, getting back to my first love, science fiction, with season 2 of Far Verona. So I hope you'll come back and join us for that, whether you've been watching Far Verona or you're just new to it. I'm very excited. I like the space stuff, so that'll be real cool to get into that. Let's hand out some experience, shall we?
Sounds good.
All right, so let's take a look at ye old goals. I think there's a lot of working towards today. A lot of participation medals. So, Ramos, your goals were to find the aorta claim, to rescue Little Action, and escape the necropolis. I believe that you actively worked on escaping the necropolis, but not so much the other two.
That's fine.
I feel like that's kind of where we're at. Okay. So you get 50 times your level in experience. Broken promises.
Wait, 50? Shouldn't it be 70 or something like that?
No, it's 50 times your level.
Okay.
Yeah, which is whatever that is. 13
Right,
times.
right.
600 for 12, 650 for 13.
Right.
650, that's right.
I had a
Broken promises, dumb math moments are my whole life.
Yeah.
Make the deal for little action, lead us safely out of the city, and make the deal for Yotazo's body. Same thing. I feel like you work towards getting out of the city, but have not worked towards the deal for little action or Yota's body yet. You came to look around here, and that was about keeping these guys safe. But yeah, I think
Well, it was
see more
about,
progress on
you
the
know,
ones.
trying to get in touch with them to make the deal, but I guess, you know, whatever.
I mean, Miss Tippet's is still like a wide arc towards that thing. I don't think either of those goals were like directly approached with a roll. But
Right?
safety,
I mean, if you can sleep a night out, that's all I care about.
I will. I will sleep so soundly on my huge pile of experience points, which I have and can hoard for myself. Yeah, listen, Zeke, that's how I show that I love. I withhold. I make you work for it. So, Berg, speaking of withholding and punishment, escape the void, rescue little action, save broken promises. You worked on 2 out of 3, but accomplished none of 3. So you're level 13, so you would get 1,300 experience.
Dick.
Okay. And then Maharib worked on escaping the void, worked on saving broken promises. So same thing, 1,300 for you as well.
Cool.
Let's talk about new goals for next time. So Ramos, what do you want your goals to be?
I didn't get a chance to work on any of them. I keep them all.
Yeah.
too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
They're still valid. Yeah. Okay. Berg.
Yeah, I think Kamal.
Wanna change
I
your goals or
haven't
keep
finished
them?
any of them, so. Well, actually,
Okay. And Maharib.
we'll rest. Then we save
I mean,
broken-
you
I
got to
can't
do
save
something. You got to
broken
do something to
promises, right?
change save broken promises.
Right.
You change it to like, I don't know, protect Ramos, or you do need to replace that one because broken promises doesn't need saving anymore.
Yeah. I could save their soul and their conscious, their mind. You know? I could put their.
We would phrase that differently, like convert broken promises to the worship of heaven.
Carry out our task, I guess.
Could you be more specific?
Yeah, that's pretty broad.
The task that we're on right now. Me and
Do-
Ramus's whole thing with the
Do. This goal brought to you by Mountain Dew.
carry out the task.
There you go. Sponsored goals. I like it.
Yeah.
So any of you sponsors out there, get at us. We'll make goals just for you and your product.
That's true.
So Berg, what do you want to do besides doing the do and recognizing that thirst is everything or whatever?
When you want to get to your goal the fastest, maybe you need wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Well, I was saying to fill out our whole, like, what me and Ramus are doing.
Yeah.
In our current area. I guess if you wanted to distill that down. I don't know. Unless you want me to specify more than that. Hey, goals, Adam. I like that.
Yeah,
they're
I
at
mean,
the
your
end of
goal
the show
can't
because
just
I don't have
be
to do them
accomplish
again.
my goals. Well, so what do you and Ramus want to do? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, you're hanging out, you're waiting to continue doing stuff. You could just have one that like make sure Ramus doesn't get in trouble, because if you're gonna be hanging out
Yeah.
drinking, Ramus likes getting.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Safe.
That's a nice
like,
safe one.
safeguard Ramus, especially since we're, in Tuftsville. I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's a good one. That's a thing that Berg would do when he can't think of other things to do. Harry, what do you want yours to be?
So escape the void, collect Yoda's remains will still be there, and then the new one will be leave Miss Tippet's of my own will.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, leave it, but not because I'm being dragged out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk out of Miss Tippet's on my own 2 feet. I understand what you're getting at. Okay. Good. Okay. That's it. That's good. You got it.
All right. That's it for the show then. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next Roleplay Court of Swords, hopefully soon. We'll see you guys then. We're out. Bye-bye.